Weathering with You is a 2019 Japanese animated romantic fantasy film written and directed by Makoto Shinkai, produced by Comics Wave Films and distributed by Toho. Set against the backdrop of an unusually rainy season, high school student Hodaka Morishima escapes his troubled rural life and heads to Tokyo, where he meets a mysterious orphan girl with the ability to control the weather. Alright, so I have watched Weathering with You, another film of Makoto Shinkai's filmography. Earlier in the summer, I watched 5 centimeters per second. And of his filmography, I've also watched Your Name and Suzume, I think, if that's how it's pronounced. But yeah, I mean, this obviously felt like a film that I needed to watch next. Still a couple more films, though, of his filmography that I have yet to see. But obviously, to review this specific film, this was a really nice watch. I really enjoyed watching this. It was a pretty good film. It's a very captivating, and also like all of Makoto Shinkai's films, a very coming-of-age anime that blends romance, fantasy, and emotional depth. This is based on the myth, which I'm not sure if it's a real-life myth. I haven't done that much research. But it's based on the myth of a sunshine girl. And so regardless if this is a true myth or if it's based on an actual myth or whether this was completely original, I definitely think this offers a very fresh and sort of really engaging take on weather controlling legends from different cultures. This was a very strong and quite poignant and emotionally resonant story with surprising depth and suspenseful moments that kept me fully engaged. I thought the characters were very exceptionally well developed. Each one of them felt really real and meaningful and sort of raw. And I really cared about them deeply, each and every single one of them, for each of their particular journeys that they were going on. Apparently, Hodaka, the protagonist, was inspired by Holden Caulfield, which is why there's kind of an Easter egg. He's but he brings with him a Catcher in the Rye book that you sort of see in a couple of shots. And so I remember seeing that. I was quite curious, like it's an interesting book to choose, but now I can sort of see the similarities. Hodaka is a guy that runs away from home, sort of just like a tumbleweed, just going wherever the wind takes him, and it brings him to Tokyo, into the deeper city, away from his parents. And you can kind of see that with Holden as well. So I of course I love Catcher in the Rye, so I really like that sort of inspiration that Shinkai took. But anyways, yeah, this film is also genuinely funny. It's lighthearted at times as well, and I definitely think it had great balance with the more heavier emotional themes. This is, I believe the runtime for this film was, how long was it? An hour 54. And I believe Your Name was hour 52. Okay, so they were basically similar runtimes. And so the point I'm about to make right now is it definitely felt like a lot more was developed in Your Name than it was in Weathering with You. Which obviously has to do with like pacing and, the different character arcs that you're trying to show and develop. But the reason I obviously make that comparison is Your Name is highly regarded as not one of the best anime films ever, but obviously Makoto Shinkai's best film. And so, I don't know, I've really felt, I hate to, always make a comparison with other directors' previous works, but I always feel like it's necessary. I definitely felt a much more emotional and sentimental sort of connection with Your Name, with the characters particularly, than I did with Weathering with You. Speaking of, though, there are surprise cameo appearances in this film that I very, very much enjoyed. But yeah, this film, like also again with all of, or I'm not sure if all, I haven't seen all of his films, but with most of the films or all of the films that I have seen with Shinkai's films, it touches on themes of young love, of chosen family, and perseverance. Again, the oldest character in this entire movie is 16, and it's centered on teenagers. And so it could be looked at as a way of, oh, youthful defiance and, rebellion. But I don't know, I quite enjoyed how the central characters were the very youngest characters in the film. It's kind of sweet in that way. This is a very sweet film, which again is what I expected. I wasn't expecting this to be like super breathtaking or like a masterpiece. It's just a very sweet and poignant story, and if you can really accept and understand that, then I really think you'll like this film. I think the music and the background score were standouts as well. The music is very powerful. I'm not sure if it's as memorable as Your Name soundtrack. Again, I have to make that comparison, but I will revisit the soundtrack for this film. I'm pretty sure it's like the same band or music group that Shinkai recruited. I just recognize the voice. But another cool thing about this film is it actually features familiar voice actors from other popular anime. I did some research on this. The actress Tsubasa Honda, who plays Natsumi in this film, she also plays Winry Rock Bell in Full Metal Alchemist, which is a show I'm currently watching. And then another voice actor, Yuki Kaji, who plays Detective Takai in this film. He's Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. So anyways, yeah, just pretty cool. I don't know if maybe that might, I don't know, pique your interest in watching this film, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. I would also probably not sort of categorize this film as like a family film, just mostly due to the heavy themes, which is, then it's kind of weird how you would probably classify this film. I guess you'd probably watch this film with like friends or maybe like a significant other. It's the kind of thing like you don't watch it with the family, but it's also kind of a weird film to sort of watch by yourself, especially when it has to do with like young teen romance and you don't want to be like a loner just watching it by yourself. Otherwise, that's kind of depressing. But I watched this with my best friend, the same friend I watched with the other Shinkai films as well. But yeah, I do definitely think that's like sort of the type of audience demographic for sure. A huge bonus for this film, by the way, is that there's this really cute cat character called Aim, and it also kind of reminded me of the cat in Suzume, though I'm pretty sure that they're obviously different breeds, but just heavily reminded me of that. And so I definitely think Shinkai understands, definitely the attraction towards cats in anime. I don't know, they just look really good, are really cute. But yeah, this film possesses emotional highs and lows throughout. It's intense at certain moments, but then it ends with a very hopeful and pretty optimistic tone. The ending sort of reminded me of Life is Strange in a way. It's like, how much are you willing to sacrifice just to be with the one person that you want to be with? And so, yes, it is kind of selfish, but at the end of the day, they are kids, and the film is mostly centered towards youthful attraction than it is really about like, the thing is, this film grapples actually quite a bit of major issues that happen in, I guess, Japan or really anywhere, whether it's like underage prostitution or poverty, child poverty, or homelessness. Like, it actually tackles some pretty big issues, but the entire plot is surrounded against this central romance. And I don't know, it's I feel like some people might take issue with that, but at the end of the day, it's just meant to be a fun watch, and it's not meant to, like, in my opinion, it's not meant to like demean those other issues, because yes, those issues are important, but it's not meant to be treated as like a background thing, but it's also not meant to be treated as something to like really focus on. It just sort of happens. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, in the context of this movie. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really liked Weathering With You. I think it's definitely one of Shinkai's best films that I've seen so far. I still actually need to watch this other movie, Garden of Words. I heard that's a particularly good one, so I'll have to see where that goes in my ranking so far. But yeah, I mean, this was also the first anime film to be released in India, apparently, because there was like this huge like Twitter trending tweet going on called India wants anime. So honestly, huge shout out to Makoto Shinkai for actually making his theatrical release in India as well. I think that's super, super cool. But yeah, I'm gonna give Weathering with You an 8 out of 10. I actually really, really like this film. Again, just emotionally heartfelt, super poignant. Great film overall. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.